talking about keeping brains fit, and no better people do that than the folks from the Fit Brain Club. I want to welcome Deborah Morse and Patty Barnett-Mouton to the program. Thank you guys for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you.
Deborah, you guys do all sorts of events. You guys do all sorts of things. What is this event about? Why did you guys put it together?
Well, planning for our future, our care, our finances, just basically identifying the people that are going to be taking care of us if we have other medical needs. We feel it's really important that we educate the public on the value of advanced care planning. And Patty is just like an incredible expert at all of this. Planning for the future, like it says here, with peace of mind, it doesn't have to be scary. Actually, it empowers us to be able to make those plans with our loved ones, so everybody has a clear understanding of whose role is what and how we, as human beings, want to be cared for if we can't care for ourselves.
Okay. Now, Patty, what makes you the expert that people need to listen to?
Oh, you're so kind. Thank you. Well, part of it is my education. I'm a gerontologist, and I have some graduate certificates in palliative care chaplaincy, in gerontology, and then I've had some special training, not only in palliative care, but in end-of-life care specifically, 11th hour vigil kind of training. And then I was trained by the California Compassionate Care Coalition on end-of-life documentation, the advanced care planning process, the POST document, physician orders for life-sustaining treatment. And it's a specialized kind of information and education because, let's face it, nobody wants to talk about end of life.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. My next question is: are you surprised that people get to their advanced years, we'll say, in their retirement, and they don't have any of those kinds of things in place, and then it falls on the family to try to make decisions, not knowing, and then physicians being in the place of saying, well, we have to do this because we don't have a directive otherwise.
Correct. Yes, I am surprised, to answer your question. What we know is that about 80% of the population in the United States would like to direct their care, would like to have their wishes codified, if you will, but less than 25% of people actually do. And then only about 7% of those people actually talk to their doctors about it. People notoriously do not talk to their families, even if they've put their wishes in writing and they have it in a trust somewhere. They don't tell their family what they've decided. And so now you have a healthcare crisis and you're all making decisions basically in a vacuum, and it's like ants on a rainy day. Even if you think you knew your loved one, knew their wishes, everybody gets all exercised. And if they had just shared some of the things they had already documented, it would be a whole lot easier for the physicians, the clinical staff, and for the family. I see more family dynamics disputes at end of life just because people don't understand what would the person who's ill have wanted us to do.
And when we speak in terms of the Alzheimer's Association here in Orange County, a lot of times people maybe have made those decisions or haven't made those decisions, but then when they have dementia starts to kick in, they can't remember if they had that. So how important is that for the folks who, to get these things in place early on and make sure, that it's set, and then tell the people who their loved ones, that it's important, especially when we're dealing with somebody that may be having early signs of dementia.
Well, when we're making decisions on their behalf, we have to make sure that all the paperwork is in place initially, because it becomes very complicated if somebody becomes incapacitated. Even though legally they're deemed to be incapacity, their incapacitation makes it harder to get those documents in place. So you're going to need a trust attorney, you're going to need an elder lawyer, all of these things. Their doctor has to be on board. We really run through all these steps to be able to determine who is the most appropriate to make these decisions. We want to make sure that the older adult is able to make those decisions on their behalf, because this is their life. And they may not remember or have a general understanding of what's going on in their life at the time, but they certainly do a lot earlier. So we're definitely trying to educate the community through Alzheimer's Orange County to give them the opportunity to be able to see that it's not that difficult here are the steps, here are the documents you need, and it's okay. I know what it's like to have that plan, that conversation with family because I was diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. So when I said, okay, I got to do this myself, I'm thinking I was so nervous about it, but actually it really helped so much, and everyone's on the same page. Yeah.
Now, sometimes costs comes into, I don't want to have to hire lawyers, I don't have to do all these things. Is there some guidance you can give folks like, hey, here's the paperwork, pick it up, for whatever, a couple dollars at the bookstore.
Well, the nice part is that if they don't have an advanced healthcare directive, we give them a really wonderful form for free.
There we go.
We can even arrange to have it notarized at no charge if that's what they want done. The post document we give them at no charge, and we are trained, I shouldn't say the imperial we, I'm trained to have the post conversation with people. So I can help them walk through that document, and then they take it to their doctor to validate their wishes and have the physician assistant or nurse practitioner sign it for them and have it be fully executed.
Okay.
So doesn't have to be any cost to them whatsoever.
Oh, great, okay.
And sometimes people are surprised if they already have a trust. Some of this may have already been done in the trust. They just have to dust it off, make sure that it's still valid according to what their wishes are now, because things in life may have changed.
Right.
And that really doesn't cost anything for them to pull out their trust binder, dust it off, and look it up. And then we tell them what they might want to amend or how to do it, how to call their attorney and for very little time invested, make whatever changes they need to have made.
Okay. Now, when you say things like, get it all signed off by a doctor and those kinds of things, what if you change doctors? What if those things happen? Are those documents still valid all the way through?
That's a great question. Yes, the documents remain valid until the individual whose documents they are decides to make a change. We recommend that people review these documents at least every 5 years. And if there's any major life changes, perhaps a spouse dies, perhaps there's a death in the family. Nowadays, there's a lot of estrangement of adult children. So you may have named your oldest son to be your decision maker if you couldn't make decisions for yourself, but you haven't talked to him in 5 years. So maybe you want to make a change there. And maybe you want to make a change in how your trust is distributed after you have passed away. So it just kind of percolates up the need to review these documents periodically.
Okay. Deborah, when can folks get in there? Do they need RSVP? How is it all going to work?
Well, all the residents are welcome, and we get a very large group, which is fantastic. So it's going to be on May 11th at 10 o'clock. You can get there early. We'll have Seniors Helping Seniors provides all the snacks.
There we go.
And they're all healthy, and we have coffee. Just come on over, get yourself some education, and socialize with your friends. And
there we go.
There we
it's
are.
going to be May 11th. It's coming up there at the Performing Arts Center, Clubhouse 3, Dining Room 2. Make sure you get in there. Free to come on in. Like she said, refreshments and some very good information. Thank you both for joining us today.
Thank you.
Thanks.
We've got the Monday movie coming up. Stay with us.